In the previous exercise, we got our header cleaned up using a div container to restrict the width of the content there, which is great, nice and cleaned up. Next, we want to essentially do the same thing with the hero section. The hero section is looking a little messy here with the iPad graphic way over on the left and the text way over on the right. We want to clean it up. And as a matter of fact, cleaning it up won't take very long at all. I'm going to essentially approach this in exactly the same way that I approached the header. We're going to use a div with that class called container to restrict the width of the content inside the hero section. So let's get to it here. I'm going to head back down to my desktop, back into my WordPress theme, because this time I'm going to go and grab index.php. Go ahead and pop this guy open inside your coding application. Now, among other things, this file contains our hero section. There he is right there. So there's our iPad, there's the large text, the call to action button for the hero section, and so on. And I said just a second ago that I want to use my div container to restrict the width of the content here. So, what I could do, I suppose, is I could drop my cursor inside the hero div, as you can see here, and I could do something like this. Div, and then class equals, and then container, something like this, exactly like we did inside the hero. I could do this. There is another approach. As a matter of fact, what I'll do is I'll stick with this approach for now, and then maybe in the next exercise I'll show you an alternative just to give your code a little bit more, leanness and lightness. So give me a second here. I'm just closing the div that I just opened. So just like we did inside the header, I'm now taking all of the content that we have inside the hero section, and I'm placing it inside of a div container like so. Okay? All right. Now, if you want, you can save up your work and head back to your browser and refresh. I think what I want to do before I go and check out my results inside my browser is I'm going to go and tweak and adjust some of my CSS. So back to style.css for myself. And what I'm going to do here inside my external style sheet is I'm going to look for my hero iPad. He's a class rule, .hero iPad. You'll see him there. What I'm going to do with this guy is I'm going to remove his width and height, like so. Get rid of the two declarations there, width and height. And I'm going to change his margin left from 40 pixels down to just 20 pixels, like so. All right, good. Now, beneath him, we have the hero text. That's a div container that holds all of the text. I'm going to adjust his width from 430 pixels down to 380 pixels, just like so. Okay, good stuff. Last but not least, before I go and check out my browser and the results that I'm getting inside my browser, my ID selector for the hero himself. I want to make an adjustment to his background size. So give me a second here. And unfortunately, I'm going to break onto a second line here. The very end of my CSS rule here, I'm going to type in background. There we go, breaking onto another line there. Hope that's all right for you to see. Background hyphen size, full colon space, 100%. Space 100% for both the width and the height. We're hitting them both at the same time here. Okay, finishing things off with a semicolon. Go ahead and save up your work. And now I'm going to head back to my browser and refresh Control or Command R on my keyboard. And there you saw the iPad shifted over towards the center of the layout, as did the hero text, the large text also containing the call to action button. So they both kind of move towards the center of the layout, which is great. The background, though, is, again, extending right across the entire layout, which is great, just like the black background inside the header. Wonderful. All right, so we have the header done. We have the hero section done, which is great. Next, we got to make some sense out of this mess down here, the introducing section. Let's go and tackle that next.